All right. How you doing? It is the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, and welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Man, I had to take a Monday off. The SWAC basketball tournament, the daylight saving time. I had to get caught up on some much needed R&R. But all that is taken care of right now, so we're ready to continue on. And man, we got a lot to talk about on today. I want to remind that you can follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy. Instagram is Radio Guy 22. Don't forget, we're also on the Open Mic Broadcast Network's website, which is obn-radio.com. And of course, our YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network. And if you're anywhere out the country, you can listen to us on TuneIn Radio app, and you can dial from your phone, 605-477-5066. And without any further ado, let us get into today's episode. Well, the SWAC basketball tournament has convened, and the Grambling State Tigers from the women's division have advanced. They are the 2017-18 women's basketball champion. And, of course, the men were held down by Texas Southern and Coach Mike Davis, the fourth time in 5 years. And we'll talk about how things unfolded. Of course, Prairie View losing to Texas Southern on the Friday night matchup. After they were successful at home against Alcorn. And, of course, the Tigers were able to advance over Arkansas Pine Bluff. And what turned out to be a pretty decent game, pretty decent event and turnout. And on the MEAC side, I know that the conference office, without them saying anything publicly, were breathing a big collective sigh of relief when Hampton was not able to prevail for the championship, being that this was their last time around. They won't say that publicly, and I'm probably putting words in their mouth, but I know collectively they said, okay, I'm glad that they're not leaving saying we were the champs on our last go-around as they head toward the Big South. So the Lady Tigers of Grambling will be facing off against Baylor, and the men of Texas Southern will be facing off against the MEAC champion, that in the case of North Carolina Central. I like it, and I don't like it. I like it for the fact that you will have an undisputed HBCU basketball champion, just as you have in football. I'm excited for that. And the NCAA had established and set this up where the two teams will meet in Daytona, and they will do it out on the hardwood. It's a neutral site, and I think it's going to be a very, very excitable and watchable ball game. And it will have an undisputed HBCU basketball champion. However, on the critical side, I sure hate it that they have the two teams meeting and beating up on each other where they're not paired off, where they could possibly go get a win apiece, which would bring more money to each conference and the programs, but they're going to have them beat up on each other. Is that a hidden message from the NCAA? Not quite sure. It's too early to discuss or even focus on. But what a matchup you're going to have. North Carolina Central representing the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, and the Texas Southern Tigers representing the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Going to be on True Television. If you are a direct TV subscriber, that would be channel 246 if you were wondering where True Channel was. So that game is scheduled to tip off at 5:40, I believe, Central Standard Time. Kind of a weird time, but it will work. 5:40 will be that tip-off time, and you will have an undisputed champion. The winner would advance, of course, into NCAA basketball tournament, where they will go ahead to chase the dream in the March Madness. I'm truly excited about that. I think it is a good matchup and a winnable game for both teams involved. However, the other dynamics of it, I guess you can't have your cake and eat it too. A good year for the Prairie View A&M University basketball programs, women and men. From the message that I've heard through the grapevine, I have yet to confirm it, but there has been a extension of services by Coach Raven Justice and Byron Smith for the job that they've put together for this 2017-18 campaign, which I would have to say is congratulations, and keep up the good work and the good pace and heading in the right direction. And, of course, what can you say about the job that Coach Mike Davis is doing at Texas Southern? Yes, I know a lot of people were saying, hey, you went back to the well and you went and got your players that you had suspended or supposed to have put off the team. No matter the case, Mike Davis summed it up in his post-game interview during the championship game. He said he was brought to Texas Southern to win championships. And if I got a guy that's going to help me win championships, guess what? We'll kiss and make up, and we'll settle that on the backside. So Texas Southern, led by Trey Jefferson, Clark and Bruce also serving some significant roles on that Texas Southern team, will try to see if they can get past North Carolina Central in that first round, quote-unquote, play-in game in Daytona. It should be a very good game. Now let's talk about this tournament that took place at the Delmore Center. Let me first say the facilities, in my own personal opinion, are perfect for the Southwestern Athletic Conference tournament venue. Beautiful setting, nice court. However, there are a couple of things that could have been, I think, walked out and worked out. And I'm going to chalk that up to the first year adjustment. I'm not going to be as critical as some people were. There were some challenges. I won't say issues, but some challenges as far as accommodations for press row. And I'm not talking about food. You know, if you come to eat, you need to eat at home. I'm talking about the power sources and things of that nature. There was a challenge with internet services. A lot of the people who broadcast by way of internet were challenged with their internet broadcasts. However, we were fortunate enough, because of our technique and technology that we use for broadcasting, we were able to broadcast without a hitch, and thank those who supported and enjoyed the broadcast. We covered the Prairie View men and women's game right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can even go back to Spreaker.com and you can go click on OBN Sports. You can go and check those games out. But a very good setting, probably a little bit more preparation. I believe that people get confused between internet and Wi-Fi. They're two different beasts, and just because you have Wi-Fi doesn't mean that you have capabilities of doing internet streaming. With that being said, it was a challenging time for a majority of the broadcasters. However, we'll be able to work through that. Now, the word on the street is that this was the last year at Houston. As late as Saturday, March the 10th, there were no bids for the tournament to be held back in the Houston area. The word on the street, and I'm not saying this is the gospel truth, I'm just kind of reporting on what was laid out to me, is that the tournament will move to Shreveport, Louisiana for at least the next year. Not quite sure. We'll be looking to dig into that to get more confirmation. However, if that be the case, I don't have a problem with that. And the reason I say that is because from my understanding, from my logic, Shreveport is a more centralized location for all schools involved. to make the destination, to make the fan base. And I hear people talking about, well, it's not a role model city or area to hold the tournament. I believe you make it the role model city or area for your event to be held. And that comes with buy-in, that comes with marketing, that comes with early marketing and proper planning for any event to be hosted. And I just think if you put it together, start planning yesterday for the event to be held in Shreveport, you could have a very nice event to go in, which also leads us to wonder and question, should the Southwestern Athletic Conference allow all teams to make the tournament? It's done in the MEAC. There are some pros and cons. I personally believe you should earn your way to the tournament. However, I will put my opinion to the side for the fact of advocating the ultimate student athlete experience. Yes, you could have all teams come. It would be a great event. Anything can happen when the tournament does take place and teams get there. That's been proven throughout the history, not only in the SWAC, but throughout the nation, that the Cinderella stories rise. And for the most part, this is the tournament, if you would, not the dance, but it is the dance for the conferences, in particular your smaller conferences, your FCS conferences. So it does bring about an excitement. It does create a fan interest. It does create a buzz in the air. And that's way, if you do get together with a place like Shreveport, I personally believe there are enough corporate partners, maybe not major corporate sponsors, but enough local and regional sponsorships that you could make Shreveport a destination for the SWAC basketball tournament. I just really believe that. I would love to see Delmar get another chance with the proper planning. But whatever the case may be, you're going to have to make sure that it's marketed proper. I don't call making announcements in February the announcement time for your tournament. I think this thing needs to be done literally when they start practicing and warming up with the pre-games and the non-conference schedules in October, November. That thing needs to be hammered out, reminding people, set your reservations, get your tickets. And another thing that we could adopt, I won't say steal because that sounds so criminal, but we could adopt from the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference is they offer books. If you got 10 teams from the women's side, 10 teams from the men's side, and you could sell ticket books, and with these ticket books, it will give you access to all games for the tournament. And let's just say you sell those ticket books, I'm just going to throw a number out there for round number purposes, $100. If I sell 1,000, 2,000 of those pre-sales, and I got this event coming up, then you have to work from the local area, work with your local JUCOs, local high schools, local communities to get that interest in. Let's just say you have a 15, 12,000 seat arena. I said 12,000 seat arena. If I can pre-sale 2,000 tickets, okay, and then I can draw the interest of, let's say, 3,000 to 4,000 local regional people, and then you put the rest on a percentage per each school to sell 200 or 300 tickets, you could have a pretty good event, a very successful event, and it will make it a desirable destination. And another little side note, and then somebody said, Prince, you always complain. I'm not complaining. I'm just making some observations. Get some buses and local public transportation involved. Put some signs on these buses. Rent out a couple of billboards and wrap that building when you get to your destination. Welcome to the SWAC 2000 and beyond basketball tournament. Just invade that little town for that week and make things more desirable for everyone involved. I think it could be something that can be done. And what better time to put some of these things in, because we're going to have a new commissioner coming in rather soon, if not already in place. Wink, wink. And we'll go from there to try to make things more suitable and accountable. So once again, Grambling State Tigers, congratulations for being the SWAC female champions. They'll take on Baylor in their first round. And congratulations to the Texas Southern Tigers for being victorious over Arkansas Pine Bluff. They will take on North Carolina Central. Now, those two open up, and they will have a lot at stake. Yes, you get to advance to the big dance, but you get to boast and hurl the point that we were the true HBCU men's basketball championship. Was it a message, or was it faith from the NCAA? We'll find out real soon. One other reminder, spring football is about to get started. And of course, everybody are getting in position and revving up. We'll go and try to get a peek at the Panthers' new look under first-year coach Eric Dooley. See how things get together on that. See how the 27 signees come to be. Hopefully everybody is registered into the universities that they decided to go and extend their playing careers with. And everybody will get off on a good, excitable run. Speaking of excitement, it is the middle of spring break. So hopefully wherever you are, whoever you are, you're being safe, being of sound mind, and having a pretty good time. We are running out of time for today. Remember, you can follow me each and every day, with the exception of yesterday. I had to take a time off. I'm getting old or something, but I had to take some time off. But we're normally here Monday through Friday at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The website is obn-radio.com. Twitter handle is Radio Guy. Instagram is Radio Guy 22. And don't forget, we are on Facebook at Open Mic Broadcast Network. I'm out of time right now, but until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.